So the countdown has reached to 0, and I also need to change my camera settings again. It's so annoying that it resets every time I turn off the camera. There we go. So, hi! Thanks for joining in again. And in case you don't know, I'm Riho. I am a game developer. I am working on a game called Office Management 101, which is a tycoon sort of a game where you manage a business and an office and your employees and all that. So this time I will be working on the map editor again. Last week I did not stream because I was still kind of sick then, and I'm not sure what I had. Some of these symptoms kind of would suggest that I had the famous coronavirus, but if I did, it was a mild case. I didn't have any fever or anything, but it was still pretty bad. But anyway, I'm doing much better now. Still have some issues with it, but not enough to stop me from streaming anymore. So also I did this stream on Saturday where I wasn't working on my game, but instead I was streaming an online interactive game award show for the AGS engine, which is an point and click adventure game engine. So that was pretty neat actually. I hadn't planned for it, but like a few hours before the award show started, I figured that since I streamed it last year as well, I might as well do it this year. And it was fun. I had some other game developers join me who are more integrated into that community. I used to be like somewhat active in that community years ago, but since I'm not using the engine myself right now, I've kind of sort of moved into other things. But my brother still uses AGS mainly. Actually, I think for all of his games, and he does make a lot of point and click adventures. So I'm still connected to that community through him. So yeah, I wanted to help them out by providing a stream for those who can't join via the program that was used for the award show. And yeah, it was great. And if you're interested in that and you didn't see the stream, then you can check it on our YouTube account. I wonder if did I set it up so that I can use the chat commands to link to YouTube? Yep, there it is. So yeah, you can check there and see see the video for that stream later on. For some reason, yeah, okay. I had something that I needed to check for a moment. So I'm gonna quickly go over things, see if there's anything I'm missing somewhere. Well, one thing that I noticed before, I never figured this out, like how to position the microphone so it's close enough, but it's not blocking me on the screen. And I think I got it pretty well this time compared to some other times, but I'm not sure how, because it looks the same as every time, but somehow you can't see it today. Anyway, let's get to coding then. So on the agenda today, like I said, is not this, is the editor for the maps, and I also worked on it last time when I streamed 2 weeks ago. And then I added this info window. That shows me the coordinates for the cursor or the selection, and what the flooring or the ground identification number is at that spot. So like for example for this it's 7 and grass is 1 and this floor would be 2 and so on. The color of the text is kinda hard to read, and I'm gonna fix that eventually, but it's not that important right now. So one of the problems, yeah, I should actually move this over here somewhere. One of the problems right now that I have is that since I changed how the maps are stored, how they're stored in the memory, since I changed that, I changed how it's cached as well. But the problem is that now when I resize the map in the editor, it does not update the cache, and thus it crashes. So that's one of the things that I need to take care of, but there's some others that I noticed. For one, recently I added this selection tool, but when I move it to the edges here, it makes the area selection smaller, but it doesn't move into the edge areas here, which I think was a thing I did for the game itself. But then again, it's weird that it doesn't happen here. on this edge, and neither. Okay, it does on this. So either way it's not working properly. So in the game, maybe indeed you shouldn't be able to change or select the edges, but in the editor that should definitely be possible. So that's another thing I want to change. And also right now I made these create lot, create building buttons here, so they work together with the selection. So if you have something selected and click create lot, it creates like an area where you can build, and then when you select again a smaller area within that lot, you can create a building there. But instead, it would be neat if when I made the selection, then a menu kind of like this would pop up. This is also something that I added last time. So the way it would work would be that I'd select an area, and then there would be a context menu sort of next to it, where you would have the buttons for creating a lot, creating a building, but also creating a room inside the building, and also like when you click on a furniture item right now, you can edit it, but you can do it one by one, and it would be neat if you could select it all and have a bunch of furniture items here and change them all at once. Also, there's options for enabling, disabling, buying, moving, selling, and tracing the furniture items, but it would be necessary to add also the owner of the furniture, so that could be the company. So if you have a building, you have furniture predefined inside it, then you should be able to, or the game should be able to know that that the owner of those furniture items is the player company. And also you can change the visuals of the building right now in the editor. You can in the game, but not in here. So that would be another menu option that I would like to add. So I'm not sure if I'll get to all of those things today, probably not. But what I might do this week is stream some more than the usual once per week, because one of the reasons that I set the original once per week schedule was because sometimes I wanted to just enjoy other things, like watching sports or something like that. But since that's not really a thing anymore, I might as well just stream more. I was gonna do that actually already, like last week and before that even, but then I got sick and well, then I didn't really feel up to it. Not sure about the content of those streams either. I might just keep working on the editor. I might just draw something instead, or maybe I'll work on something else. Totally, we'll see. I haven't really decided yet. So yeah, also if you have any questions about the game or about the editor or what I'm doing or anything for that matter, just post in the chat and I'll be sure to answer. Also, also if you have something that you have made yourself, either a game or some art or something that you would like to share, then also feel free to post. I can show it here. We can watch it all together. Also, it doesn't even have to be something that you made, but maybe something that someone you admire made. So, just feel free to post something. What else? Let me check the things real quick. Oh yeah, I've been also working a bunch on my freelance Minecraft job. And it's been going well. Even when I was sick, I still got some work on that done. And the server that I've been making plugins for is Vox Populi. And hopefully with the things that I've been doing, the servers will be back soon. I know some people are testing it right now and they're going over the configurations and whatnots, making sure that everything is working neatly. So we'll see. It might be even possible that I would stream some of that in addition to Office Management 101. So, if any of you are interested in how Minecraft plugins are made, then drop in those streams as well. But okay then, so the first order of business was a resize. So let's find out what's going on there. Also, as I'm doing this, I might as well fix the translation strings. Where are the editor ones? Here. Editor. So, what was the one that I just copied? Resize map. That's the title of that window. So I guess I can put it here. Editor resize map title. Wait, I mistyped some of this. Editor resize now. So this makes sure that all the text is translatable later on. I should also do it for these, I guess. Editor resize map, okay. Button. I guess, and it's always confusing to name these. You know, making sure that all these ID strings use the same sort of naming, but also making sure that they're understandable enough. So it's editor resize map OK button right now, but I could also name it button OK. So I'm not sure which is a better way to format it. I don't have any examples for that right now either. Okay, here there's just cancel and no button. I mean, sure, let's do it that way then. So now I gotta copy this over here, this over here. Now with these it's a bit more complicated. Because I have this outside the string, translatable string here. So I guess I could translate it like this. This would be height. There, but there's also a space afterwards that I can't put here, because I could add a space here, but I don't think it would work. I think it would get stripped out or trimmed out. But what I can do instead is add some space right here. I'm not sure how much. Maybe like 5 pixels. And 5 pixels. I can check how it looks like. So edit resize map. Yeah, 5 seems okay. So that's the spacing between between these. Oh yeah, the chat window is blocking that. Here. So yeah, next order of business then. I guess as the function I need to change is this resize. Story resize. Actually, I should check where the crash happens exactly. A resize map 21. Get building ID, so it's the building cache that needs changing then. This, yeah, that's the one. Generate the building cache. And is that all? There was another place where it crashed, and I think that was adding stories. But we'll check that in a moment. So with still crashes. What's actually going on in this function? Okay. So should do it down here then. That's because the width and the height are actually set here, and then it should be generated. So let's see. Yeah, I just noticed that the music might be a bit loud. Not sure. I don't know if it is, or maybe it's too quiet now. But yeah, feel free to let me know if any of the sound levels are off. Resize map. Still crashes. But now it's a different place. So land lots also need regeneration. Here, and then you can also just notice I can move the camera a little bit here, some more visible. Resize. I should also move this up here when I'm doing that. Did it work? I think it did. Let's try a bigger size. Yep, there we go. So that works now. Let's try the stories as well. When I add and go up, it crashes like I expected it to. So add story. How do I find that? Oh yeah, I can search it like this. And I should also do these strings here. Make them properly translatable. But that's not the right button even. This is the one. Add story button here. So I guess here. Although furniture stuff I feel like should happen after the building stuff. But also there should be a function to remove stories, right? Clear story, but is there a button for that? Add copy paste, I guess not. Weird. So just noticed this here. Since that story adds all this cache anyway, then we don't need to do it twice here. Looking in the wrong function or wrong file. But yeah, since I'm here with this, might make it translate. Though, thing is, I am not going to keep the tool window as it is right now because it's just a mess. But yeah, I mean, for my own use, I just needed the functionality for these buttons and whatnot. But if I make this editor public eventually, I'm not gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna have to make it more sensible. So I might as well leave these strings like they are right now. Okay, I wanted to check the adding though. seems to work. And actually tried what happens when I create a lot here. Because I kind of feel like lots maybe should only be on the ground floor. Unless I make it so there's some maps where the ground is on several floors, like a hill or something. But probably not. I mean, that's probably going too far. But what if I create a building here now? Oh, that's how it is then. The lot area is marked where the selected floor is. So if I added one more floor, one more story, it would just show for all of these. I guess that makes sense. It was kind of unintentional, I think, but I thinking that makes sense now. Now the problem is, though, I need some sort of checks that the buildings have connection to the ground floor. So you can't just make floating buildings like this. I mean, you could, but I don't know, most of the time you wouldn't want to, I guess. But I can work on that sometime later. So, let's see what was on the agenda next. The area problem that I described, that it resizes at the edges. Which would be fine, but it should resize like this, but not like this. If that makes sense. So you can't select the edge here. Also, this shouldn't be possible, I guess. You shouldn't be able to select areas outside the map. So you know, there's things to fix here. Just have to start somewhere. I'm just in case checking how stable the stream is today. 2 weeks ago we had some problems with it, but not on my end. But with a restream that I was using to multi-stream this. Although and it looks like I only have viewers on Twitch right now. But even then, it's still good to multi-stream to YouTube as well, because then the video gets saved there. For later viewing. And like every week, some number of people watch the stream on YouTube later on. I could also do it in a way that I did with the AGS award show, where I only streamed to Twitch, and then later on I downloaded it from Twitch and then uploaded to YouTube. It's an extra step and it takes a bit more time and hard drive space as well, because it was the stream on the weekend was like almost 10 gigabytes. But I have a decent internet connection, so at least from that point of view it wasn't that big of a deal. So selection. To move a selection that's in a separate file. Where is it? Editor. And I think it's here. So touch down, pan, it might be pan. What else is there? Pan stop. Yeah, this as well. But pan move area. Also, actually, should maybe start with the area creation, because you can't create to the edges anyway. So it's not just the moving that resizes it, but you can't move to that area in the first place. But you can here, which is weird. So, pan new area. Is it in these functions? it is. So guess I should have a function where I define the minimum and maximum for the areas. Since there is already max, let's create minimum x, minimum y. And since for the game it would be useful to make it so the minimum is 1, then I'll define it like that. Min y 1. And then are there functions somewhere to set those? Does not look like it. They are public though. How about I make them private and then create getter and setter functions for those. Where do I put them? After this. So let's create one for these. And then for the max as well. Max, 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 and also the variables. Max. Wait, I changed the wrong one here. There. I guess there should be a function to set all of them at once. Set, I don't know, limit min x, min y, max x, max y, is where I'm checking for it. So if it's smaller than this min, this is that all? Also actually the X, let me think. It's that way. So I guess I should remove these. There's a problem here now. Set limits. So the limit would be 0, 0. The map width -1 and the map height -1. And I should also set these limits here. And where else? When the tile cursor class is initialized, so did that fix all the problems? Selection tool. Not really. So maybe this check is somewhere else as well. Yeah, here. Just double checking. might be somewhere else. Oh, okay. These as well. I might have to add some sort of a check here too, right? This doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. Never mind. It does. That was something different than what I thought it was. I don't know. Let's give it a quick check then. Nope. It works here now. Here too. Okay, so the area move at least works. Just not creating the area. I don't know, oh, okay. It's this check that creates that specific problem. And here too. Yeah, there we go. There is some sort of weirdness going on here still. Like overlapping areas and whatnot. That shouldn't happen. But I get how it happens. So it's somewhere in this file. Probably. But I'll get to it in a moment. Let me quickly go over some chats around the web. So I can also shout it out again that if you have any questions about the game or what I'm doing here, then feel free to ask. Otherwise, I will just keep going. So, new area. This is the function that checks for the overlapping areas, and for some reason it doesn't trigger. I mean, in the end, it's not that important right now for the editor, as long as the selections in the game work. So let me quickly check that. Because it uses the same functions, I might have broken that. So it's a good way to select something. I guess moving rooms, bathroom move. I'm also noticing there's a debug message. That I should take care of. You can't see it right now, but it's visible on my screen. So I guess for the game, like right now I can't move the selection into the edge here, and I think for the game that's fine, but I can move it on this edge and on this one. So that's probably not good. And this overlapping area thing happens in the game too, so that's a problem. So, you know, might as well fix it for the editor and the game at the same time. So what are the exact conditions it even happens under? Also notice I can't resize from here. It's an easy one probably to fix, so let's start with that. Yeah, like here for example. Okay. I get why that happens. So, when the panning stops, this block here is inside this if case, if the statement, which only passes if the selected tile is inside the map area, right? But when I make a selection here, so right now it's outside the area, not the selected tile itself but the mouse cursor. Then it won't trigger, or it won't pass this, and that's why this doesn't get called either. So that I need to fix, and then let's see some other ones. Earlier there was a problem that when you had multiple areas like this, Then you could move them outside the map, which shouldn't be allowed either. So how do I approach this? If I just remove this, then maybe there would be problems. Kind of. But I could do it this way. So the selected tile, the green rectangle there, that when I set the position for that, it checks for the minimum and maximum here. So what I can do is set these based on those values. So tile X would be this. Get tile cursor X. And get tile cursor Y. And I need to floor these. What happened here? Math utils. So this is just converting from one variable type to another. If I have it in pan stop, then I should also put it in here. And let's see if that works better now. I think it does. Except I can't seem to start an area from outside the map, I guess. So that would be good to have There we go. I did notice one thing. Let's say the area is like this. Then the rectangle is on this arrow, which is for resizing. But my mouse cursor now is outside the map and outside that tile. But the rectangle is on that arrow. So when I start dragging from here, should it create a new area or should it resize? Right now it's going to resize, but maybe it should make a new area. But okay, that's for another day maybe. Also, hi any new viewers here. What I'm doing is creating a map editor for my game Office Management 101, which looks like this. Going to launch it in a moment. So continue. So it's a tycoon game. You have your own company here. You can furnish it, you can hire people, you can get them to work. You get money that way and you grow the company. So it's like a regular tycoon game with some, I don't know, Sims-like features. Also ignore this crap. Had just had a pop-up on my screen from the antivirus reminder to maybe I want to buy that antivirus, but it just had it on my screen. But since luckily I'm not recording the whole screen while the game is running, then you guys can see it. Anyway, yeah, it's a tycoon game and it's coming out eventually. You can play the demo on itch.io. Oh hey, Sour, that's how most everyone else pronounces your name, I think. So how's it going for you? Are you back streaming again now? And you're glad you finally got me again. Yeah, thanks for coming in. I didn't stream last week because I was sick. I'm doing a bit better now. Might have been the dreaded coronavirus. But since I won't get tested now, for now at least, then I don't know. But I did have some of the symptoms, and if it was the coronavirus, at least it was a mild case then. But it was still pretty bad. like I felt awful for about a week, and I still have some like effects. If it was the coronavirus, then I might be immune. Yeah, if you do get immunity from it, I don't know. It would be nice to get tested though, because then I'd know. Otherwise, I'd be even more scared now because my immunity is compromised from some other virus or problem, right? But yeah, I did keep on working on the Vox stuff while I was sick, as much as I could. So now I'm glad to see that the servers are being tested by the staff and being worked on. So hopefully, we can get those up and running soon again. So anyway, what I'm doing today is working on the map editor for my game. And I've been fixing like these small things like selection tools and crashes and whatnot in the editor. What else have I been doing? In the previous stream that I did, I also added like this sort of an info window here and some other stuff. Oh, also, Sour, if you have any new artwork that you have been working on, then feel free to post it in the chat, and I'd like to show it on the screen then. And if anyone else has anything to share like that, then feel free. I'm always happy to show something. Also, check out Sour stream sometimes. You can show what you worked on Saturday and Thursday. Yeah, that would be great. I think I saw that you were working on fish, but you can still post it and let's see it again. Oh yeah, I also did this different kind of stream on Saturday when I streamed the AGS Awards, which is an award show for games made with Adventure Game Studio, which is a game engine, and it's for point and click adventure games, sort of like the old ones, or like Monkey Island or Day of the Tentacle or such games. Indiana Jones was also a popular one. So yeah, that was like an interesting interactive award show. And the program that is used for the award show is made with the same game engine. So people that come to watch and participate in the award show, they use that program to log on. So it's like a sort of a multiplayer experience. So they can chat there and cheer and clap and whatnot. And what I did was stream that program. So those people who could not join they could watch the stream instead. And I had some other game developers with me on that stream too, to comment on it. So you posted, but I don't see the links. Do I have it turned off somewhere? I'm not sure. Because it's just 3 stars and it's censored, but I'm not sure where the setting for that would even be. Manage moderation settings. Is it here? Ah, yeah. Okay, found it. So, how about now? Try posting it here again. You can send me, damn it. You can send it to me on Discord, sure. But yeah, I need to figure this link thing out. So, how do I drag it here? Here we go. Oh, it's a huge one. So this is a nice one. Is this a commission or what was it for? Or was it just something you did for the regular practice? Commission is okay. That was for your subscribers then. Yeah, it looks great. It looks like this would have been a lot of work still. Yeah, love this. And the other one was the fish, which also looks awesome. So is it the goldfish? Or is it some other type of fish? Because there's some kind of a meme about me on my Discord. That I'm a guy that has a goldfish, but but I don't really. But I don't know, maybe once you've finished it, I can print it out and then I can put it, I don't know, somewhere. And then I'd be a guy who has a goldfish. But yeah, it looks awesome. Especially the more finished parts, they look nicely detailed. Nice. Oh yeah, actually, you couldn't post them in the chat, but I can, I think. And the other one there. And yeah, sure, send me a copy and I'd be looking forward to it. And let's get this out of here. And let's get back to work. So what's next on the checklist for us? Not this. For the editor. Oh yeah, I have someone sending me private messages, and just let them know that I'm streaming right now. This thing. So the selection tool works now pretty much, except for, oh yeah, the problem that I had, that when you have multiple areas, you can drag them outside, and that's unintentional. So let's fix that next. Move area. I'm getting kind of sidetracked by all these things that are moving in the corner of my eye, like the chat disappearing. It makes it feel like someone's posting, but it's just post disappearing instead. Anyway, move area, so somewhere around here. The other areas are moved as well. Okay, here. So yeah, this doesn't check for the area dimensions properly. So I think I should use this function instead. Set area and area. But this is not the only place where I need to check for it. Also here. And I'm already realizing there's gonna be another problem. But I'll show what I mean. So let's say there's one area here, one area here. When I move it, now it resizes both. But when I move it to the corner, they overlap. which means that I should probably remove one of those when the overlapping happens. So or areas overlapping is a function that checks for that. So maybe do it like this then. Let's see. Selection here. Yeah, it got removed. The problem is though, let's say I have multiple ones. I move it like this, then it also removes the other one. But I guess that's like a minor issue. Also, I want to check for check if the areas are connected. Or if they're not connected, then fix that. And I'll copy this over to here. So let's see how it looks like now. Now, I made these fixes for the editor, but actually I need to make them for the game itself too. I'll do that some other day. Okay, so what's the next problem that I can work on? Oh yeah, I was gonna do the context menu for this. So the way it would work is, let me put this here for example. So right now, when you click on a furniture item, you get this context menu. I want to make it so that when you make a selection, it would create this context menu as well, and then you'd have this great lot and great building buttons there. That sort of thing already happens in the game. So let me give a quick example of that. Edit room. So when you create the room areas, as you see, the context menu opens up. So that's kind of a thing that I want to add in the editor as well. So first off, I can just check how it's done for the game. So there's open quick menu here. Where is the area part? Touchdown. That's not it, but pan. Weird. I assumed it would be here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Unless it's here somewhere. No, doesn't look like it either. So for some reason I called the context menu quick menu. But yeah, it's a context menu. So I guess it happens somewhere else, not in this file. It would be here somewhere then. Oh, okay, I think I know. It's here. Yep, okay. I guess I could make such a function for the editor as well, because right now I'm accessing the tile cursor object directly here. Here. But what I should be doing then would be adding a function for it in editor screen. That would be pretty much a copy of this. Except with these things changed here. Actually, there is a function for it already. It just doesn't have the functionality. So this I need to remove. Current tool. Equals. Oh, actually, let's do it this way. So the tool would be tool selection. Not sure if I need all this crap here though. I don't know, maybe I do. So what's going on here? So I suppose that I need to check for the tool here too. So if this current tool is tool selection, then open the selection menu, and otherwise do what the default is. Actually, I should probably check for the tool here too, because the other menu was for the menu tool. So I'll get back here in a moment, but I'm just checking some things real quickly. Yeah, since this function also wants me to pass along these, then let's do that. Is that all? Still missing something here. Oh, these are floats, that's why. And also, actually I don't even need these here. Now that I think about it. What I need instead is probably a wrapper function like this. X, Y, and then whatever. So here I create the menu, and then I need to add a button. I'm leaving this marker so it's easy to get back to it later on, like from here. Because I'm gonna go search for a button right now. It's the add lot button, which is land lot, that's what it's called. Create land lot button, yeah, that's the one. Actually, I might as well move this out from here. Out from here. And into the quick menu. So it was in a toolbox window before, but I don't need it to be there anymore. So this I don't need. This I don't need. This I do need. Then where's the context menu button? Translation strings. Okay, here. bad luck is descriptive enough. So that goes here. It did mess up somewhere. I assumed it would be here, but that's not the... Oh, okay. It might be after all. So while I was copy pasting, I messed up something. So there's like an extra bracket somewhere or something. It's kind of annoying when that happens though, because it's hard to... It can be hard to find where that is. Logically, it should be here somewhere, right? So... I guess here. Yep, that was it. So let's see. I don't have an icon for it though. Wait, not this one. Editor. So, selection tool, and nothing happens. Oh yeah, I made the function, but I'm not actually calling that function. Set tile cursor, whatever. This function. I can just do a search and replace, I guess. But there also might be an area somewhere. So what I'm gonna do about this Suppose that's solved here. It's the same way. Then it just calls the function again. Okay, that makes sense. And it does it here. Okay. Then that should work. And here it is. Add lat. And it even works. You probably should add some checks here. So you can't make an area on top of, or you can't add another lot on top of a previous one. Like, so this won't happen. And then, if possible, if the selection is inside a lot, then there should be a button for adding a building. And then, well, this button here, the create building, I'd move it into here. And then if the selection is inside a building, then you should be able to create a room there. So create building. So say the area is like this, then there should be a button for adding a room here. Okay. Let's do the building button first. What time is it even? It's been 2 hours already, but getting a bunch of stuff done here, so I might as well continue. Since there still are viewers as well, so can keep going for a while longer. And also, I said it earlier, but I'm probably gonna do more streams this week because I should have time for it. I don't have anything specific planned, so it should be fine. What time exactly, I'm not sure yet, but probably around the same time that I'm usually doing these streams. No more social life, more streams. I mean, it's not like I really had social life to speak of outside outside internet anyway. I mean, I did a little, but that was usually on the weekends or whatnot. Because I live in a small town and most of my friends are left behind in the capital. So, you know, it was a hassle to go there all the time. I don't have a car either, so I just took the train. So I did meet up with them every once in a while, but not that often. Maybe like once or twice a month. But now it's even less than that because, you know, all the self-quarantining and social isolation happening. Besides, my doctor also said that I shouldn't go out because I might be infectious with the coronavirus. Since I didn't get tested and he wasn't sure if I have it or not either. So he told me to stay inside for 2 weeks. Yeah, better not take the risks. That's right. I wouldn't. If I did have it, I really wouldn't want to give it to other people. I do live with my brother, and he didn't have any symptoms at all. But that's also a possibility with this virus. So yeah, I never know. Where was I? I was adding the building button, right? Create building. Yeah, I won't know until I'm tested. The government here has been saying that they'll try to expand testing to antibody testing, and they'll do it a bit more widely than the tests that they're doing right now, because for now they mostly test those who have severe symptoms and those who get hospitalized, those who work in like critical or high risk positions, like I don't know, policemen or store employees or such. But they've been talking about antibody testing, which would show if you've had the virus and you have antibodies for it. The question was, though, how trustworthy are those antibody tests? So, they're still looking into that. So this will be the add building button. And this I need to change. These I can remove. Add building. Well, when it comes to the coronavirus testing, Estonia also recently, I think last week, got some new tests that can be done quicker. Like our previous tests took like a day or something in a lab, but the new ones take a few hours or something. So they've been getting more tests done thanks to those as well. And if they had been available before, then maybe I could have gotten a test like that. But since they only recently became available, it might be useless to test me now. Because I might already test negative for the virus. Possibly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Well, yeah, there was also talks of doing random testing within a few weeks, just to get a broader understanding how widely spread it is. Meaning that, they'll just pick randomly a bunch of people and then give them tests and see if they have the virus or not. So that way they'll find how many asymptomatic there might be and such. Like, what are the areas where it's more widely spread. So that seems like a reasonable thing to do, I guess. So okay, let's create a bigger area first for the lot, which did not work. Something happened, but what did I screw up? It was working before, wasn't it? Does the building one work then? It does not. That's odd. But what I can do is make a copy of this just in case, then undo some stuff. And does it work then? No. Oh, now it does. Okay, so for some reason it needs more than one area. Which might be because of this. No, it shouldn't be. Then I don't know if I remove this. Does it work then? It does. But this is where it should happen then, unless there's somehow multiple areas in the same spot. Sour is gonna go into lurk mode. But thanks for joining in. It was nice to see you on the stream again. And I will try to pop into your stream a bit more now that I'm healthier again. So hopefully we'll see you around again. And yeah, Sour is around 3 times a week now, so. So go check her out. Might as well shout it out again. There you go. She makes art on her streams and she's great. Check it out. Yeah, see ya. So meanwhile, let's put some debug here. Tile cursor. Get area. Size. And number of areas. So we'll see if my instincts were right, that there's multiple areas in one location, which would be a bug. Selection tool, add light. Wait, where? How come it worked all of a sudden? No, it doesn't. What does it say? It's kind of like this wasn't even called. I mean, I guess it might fail here then. Also noticing some other problems here, but I'll talk about it in a bit. The logic is kind of off there. Still didn't get called. Could it be that... This is so stupid. Just noticed that the menu here is on top of the other buttons. So when I click on this, it triggers the one below instead. Yeah, and when it's not here, then it works. Okay. That's so silly and stupid. Okay. So how do I approach this then? Thinking where it would be the order of the activations, but I think it's in some controller function. So wherever this stuff is initialized, that's where it should be. So references, map screen. Oh yeah, this is not the right one anyway. This one I wanted to look for. There we go. So I guess this should be here. So this says it's the order of the UI element processing. Yep, that fixed it. Add building. Okay, now that this stuff works, I mean, you still need to add checks for all that, but But before that, I noticed some problem earlier. Where was it? Open quick menu. So the logic here. The way I've done this is that I can undo and redo the actions. And for that I have this sort of a undoable class, which has redo and undo functions defined. And when you first make something or do an action, it uses the redo function to do that action. So for example, say I select this and I click add lot here, then this button activate function gets called, then all these undo, redo stuff get defined, and then the redo one gets called as well, which is fine for the first time. But once you undo and redo later, these variables might have changed. So, say I create a lot here. Sorry, I've been explaining stuff, but I didn't notice that I have the game window only open on the screen. Okay, anyway, I'll explain it again once I've shown this part first. So, say I have this area selected, I create a lot. Now, when I undo it, it disappears, and when I redo it, I move the selected area. So it won't redo it in the old area, but okay, guess I was wrong then. I assumed that it would redo it in the new place, which would have been a bug, but I guess I fixed that somehow. Landlord. Okay, that's why. I forgot to check for this. So anyway, the one I was explaining was how this undoable stuff works. When you click the button, it calls this activate function. Then it defines the undoable, which has the both undo and redo functions here and the whatnot inside. Also the name for it, so the undo and redo buttons have this add lot text next to it as well, and then the redo function gets called here. So this I'm not happy with right now. This should be a translation string, not just a plain string. So what I can do here is add it somewhere, editor, undo other. Same with add building. And here. And this is the undo text that I just changed. It looks the same, but now it's properly translatable. So, yes. Now that these are done, next I could add either room creation inside buildings or I could add the option to change the visuals of the building. Let's do the building stuff first. So let me show how that looks in the game, how it looks like in the game. Continue. So change wallpaper. There's a button here. Then you can pick a new wallpaper, and the other one is to change facade one, where you can change the outside of the building, and the wallpaper changes it inside. But that's not yet possible in the editor. From that button I would add here furniture items. So map should have some sort of a function to get all the buildings at that location. Get building at position, and then this. The question would be whether I want to change the visuals for the whole building at once, or just the the one story, and probably story is the correct answer. Get story at position. I see in naming, sometimes I've used location, sometimes I've used position, and that's bad naming, but I'm not gonna start changing it right away. And why I'm calling it story... Oh wait, this already existed here. Never mind. Why I'm calling it story instead of floor is because floor I'm using for calling the ground or the flooring of the building. So just not to confuse those two, I used the story for the levels, sort of. I'm going to add a label here. Actually, I can't. Not like this though. What I can do is just make a predefined string here, and it would be editor quick menu building label. Go here. That will be just building. And then let's check if there even is a building there. And this will be true. And I should also check for if no, it's fine. And this actually isn't needed anyway. So if this isn't null, then add label and add a button. And then there will be a window opening here. But another button will be for wallpaper. Whoops. Wrong executable. This one. Keep messing that up. Launching the wrong one all the time. So, add lat. And then smaller one, add building. Then in the menu tool, I'll have building, edit facade, edit wallpaper. And these don't do anything right now, but at least they show up. Now if I also have a furniture item in that spot, then that will show up here as well. Now the question is, maybe I should add like a unified edit button for the building that has both these functionalities in it. Because for the building I would also need to be able to change the owner and maybe some other variables. So getting a stiff back here. Been sitting for a while now. So yeah, maybe I'll do another like 15 minutes and then I'll wrap it up and go see if there's anything to eat, for example. Wait, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna take a quick break, I think. Like a few minutes, and then I'll be back. So just a moment. I do have a proper screen for that. But just thought it would be funny to do it like this. So anyway, I'm gonna turn off my mic and camera and see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. And again I need to change the camera settings. Because this resets every freaking time. So that should be better. So let's get back to it. What I was doing. These buttons. So I guess I'll just do a single button, building edit, edit, and then I'll remove the other one. That would open a new window. So I'll make a copy of one of the windows. Which one I can use? The info one is a nice, small, simple one. Window. That's the one. Although there's also the furniture one. Yeah, this one. So it's probably better to copy this instead. Because that is more similar. And it's, wait, what did I just do? I copied too much. Here. Show edit building dialog and building story goes here. Building story. Now I can remove all this stuff. This too. And actually instead of checkboxes, would have buttons here, right? Or would I? There's just like different ways I could do this. I'll show in a moment what I mean. Open the dialog to edit a building story. Here. Then I pass this here. And the title can be like this here. Edit building title. Building story. And this goes here, and this will go here. So now this should show up. Let's see. Selection tool, Atlas. Add building. Building, edit, and yep, here it is. So for the wallpaper and the facade, I'd make a sort of a button that looks like kind of like these furniture ones, but it would have the wall sprite there instead. And when you click on it, then you get the menu to change it, or to pick other ones from there. that means I need to create another window. But first, let's do the button. So where I can copy the example from is actually used to have these buttons, but I might have deleted them. So let's see, resize, show file, add sprite sheet. Add wall tile. I guess from here I can copy it. So this part, damn it, actually need this too, don't I? I'm not sure. So that would go here. Add actor. This should be just add. So building story. How do I get the sprite for it? Get facade. Get thumbnail. This is unnecessary. And when clicked, it should open the new window, but let's see if it even shows up properly right now. And there we go. So selection tool, add lat, add building, menu tool, edit. Well, that didn't work. I mean, I guess if it's 0, then I need to change something here. Or if it's null, yeah, it's also possible that the region. So it's so we can set the facade for the whole building, but you can also set for each building story. So I'm not sure how I should approach it, but one step at a time, and then we'll see. What was I wrong about that? Text region. Get facade. Weirdly, the building doesn't seem to have the functions for facades and wallpapers and whatnot. So okay, I guess I didn't do it like that then, and I just remembered wrong. So why would it be null then? So how did I solve it in the game itself then? It could be that I need to run some caching function before calling the thumbnail thingy. I'm not sure if that's what it is. And there is load texture here, but how does the renderer do it then? Well, the renderer doesn't use thumbnails though. So let's find where the load textures is called. It should be here then. It loads the spreadsheets and then it loads the textures. Guess I could do some debugging then. So say when this is called, then log debug. Sort of an ID that I can add here, and there it is. I can already see that it was not called. So that's where the problem was then. So once more, where was this called from? Load textures. And this was called from load sprite sheets. And this gets called from I guess I'll just need to throw these functions somewhere in the editor. Load text. Where is the wallpaper loader initialized anyway? Not here. But what did I just do? What the hell is going on? The search doesn't work all of a sudden. Well, whatever. So wallpaper loader. Where would that be initialized? It would be done here. And I haven't copied these over to the editor. So campaign, that's even before the map. And then here, I guess. I would add the texture loaders. Might as well search for this just in case. So maybe it should be here instead then. In this spot. So now does it work? Wait, I have a problem somewhere. That was from earlier. Something between these steps that I shouldn't have. That was this line. So now that it's back, I can come here again. Put it here. Yeah. Hopefully that works now. Add let and add building. So the menu tool, edit, there it is. That's what I was trying to add. So now when I click on it, it should open a new window. That has a list of all the possible wall tiles. Just like this. To edit all paper or facade for a building story. So what I can do is copy some of the functionality from here. I did this on a previous stream. For the game itself. So now I can pretty much just copy it to the editor, at least parts of it. So this opens this function and then oh wait, that's in the wrong spot. It should be here. Thing is though, since I have a separate save button, I guess I should make it so that you can make changes, but you can cancel them or save them. So instead of this, I should pass on the this thing. Have a list of bunch of stuff here. These are unnecessary. And now what I can copy is the iteration of all these. Different wallpapers. there probably should be a scroll pane inside here. Like in here. So let's copy that too. Okay, so what else? This stuff I don't need right now. Actually, instead of deleting, I'll just comment it out. Now this close though. How do I close this dialog? So I might as well do this right now. Image. Was it? Yeah, image up. Probably need something else here too, but I need some variable to store the identifier for the wallpaper in. So maybe instead of passing this here, I should instead pass on a function that gets called. What about the variables though? Because I would need to pass this on here somehow. Ugh, I'm not sure now. Do I use runnable somewhere else here? Runnable org, okay. I guess that's something. Load runnable. Okay. That I can use then. So it's runnable arg, which is short for argument, I guess. And wallpaper would be the argument for it. So set runnable. The wallpaper will go here. So why doesn't it like it? Oh yeah, it has to be final. Final, and then here I need to define that. So let's start with the simple stuff. If args length is bigger than 0, then args get thumbnail. The one that I would want, and then check for errors just in case. And this will be final. Okay, this should do something at least. If it didn't have this error. Yep. Button click here too. This I might need later. Okay, let's check if any of this even works. So add lat, then add building, then menu tool, edit. But this at least seems to be working. I'm not sure if that's all of these. Yeah, I guess that's all the wallpapers then. I mean, visually this window needs some work, but that's fine. Also, I'd like to close this window. That should be done here somewhere. So how are these dialogues closed anyway? No, this file comes from the engine itself, so that's not done by me. Okay. So hide is probably the function that I want to call. Dialog hide. Yep. And then now that I'm thinking, there should be a cancel button here after all. So that will go here. This should fix the visuals. I deleted this earlier, but I shouldn't have. Edit building story wallpaper cancel. And you know, it's debatable if this should be a different string for each of these cancels, but I'm doing it just in case. Maybe because of the context, in some languages it might have to be different. Can't really think of any examples for that, but who knows. Wait, before I test it, let's actually finish the save functionality too. Now the question though is, how do I get the wallpaper from here to here? So thought of something. The editor doesn't need sounds. But yeah, how do I get the wallpaper from there? I mean, I could create a copy. Of the building. That seems annoying. I mean, an easy solution for now would be to make a global variable for this, or not a global one, but like a either widely accessible variable here. That would be selected wallpaper or something like that. It's not a good solution, but we'll roll with it for now. So then just some more error checking just in case. If this is not 0. And now it should be possible to change the facade. And if it works, then I'll wrap it up. It's getting quite late here already. It's almost midnight. Menu tool, building, edit building, set, and it works. Awesome. So up next would be adding the owner selection menu here, or a drop down of some kind. Then maybe a text of some kind that says that this is the facade, and for the wallpaper I'd also add another one here. But overall it works. So when will I be back? I mean, it's not impossible that even that could be tomorrow. Or if not tomorrow, then maybe Wednesday. We'll see. But if so, then around 5 or 6 p.m. GMT, or what is it? Around noon or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me switch the view here to end it up like I usually do. So again, got a lot done, lots of small things, perhaps not the most interesting things to watch, but I feel all of this is very necessary for the game right now, because I can't really advance before I fix the map editor to the point where I'm able to change the map files so I can properly load them in the game again. So I will probably carry on with that in the next few streams. Other than that, thanks for watching, and as usual, stay safe, stay healthy, stay frosty, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you again sometime.